Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Robert Devane, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 374. Luxury is a prison sentence.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
Luxury is a prison sentence. What is this episode about? Is this episode there to justify you holding back from your goals? No, absolutely not. This episode is not to fuel you with the reasons or the negativity to not chase your desires, to not chase the luxury possessions, the luxury lifestyle that you want. Not at all. It is supposed to help you to really focus on what it is that you want so that it's worth it. This is the problem with justifying failure or justifying shortcomings. You know, it's easy to say, oh, well, I didn't want it anyway. If you did want it, there's no excuse. There's no justifying failure. There's no justifying shortcomings. So that's absolutely not what this episode is about. But it might help you to clarify what it is that you do want and what it is that you don't want. We all think we want to have this luxurious lifestyle. We all think that we want to have luxurious possessions. But do you? Do you want all of the luxurious possessions? How the hell could they be a prison sentence? Well, first of all, I need to let you know that I'm absolutely not a minimalist. I'm not a maximalist either, but I'm absolutely not a minimalist. Now, the thing about our possessions is our possessions possess us. So be very careful what it is that you're chasing. So we'll talk about material possessions first of all. If you can imagine, I suppose the first thing that everybody thinks about when they're going to be super rich and super successful is that they want a super sports car. Now let me tell you something about high performance cars. They're not comfortable to drive. They're not daily drivers. They're very expensive to upkeep. They're very expensive for parts. They're very expensive for maintenance. They're very expensive for storage. They're very expensive to run. Now, you can't drive around a dirty supercar. So even the hassle of keeping it clean. Now, maybe you have enough money to employ somebody to do that for you on a daily basis. Can you not already see the hassle involved? My opinion, and I'll absolutely share it with you, seeing as it's my podcast, is that even if I was given for free, for nothing, a supercar, I absolutely would not keep it. I couldn't justify paying the exorbitant insurance and road tax, certainly in this country. I couldn't give it to them. I couldn't let them have it. I couldn't give it to the insurance companies. I couldn't give it to the government in tax. I couldn't give it to the mechanic or to the tire dealer when I'm charged an absolutely massive amount for nitrogen filled tires. I couldn't justify it for the pleasure that I wouldn't get from driving something that's, you know, not comfortable and too hard to drive. You get where I'm going with this. Now, let's get away from supercars for a minute. What about your own swimming pool? What about your own sauna? What about your own hot tub? Will they work out? Will they be the dream that you imagine they will be? What about having the best of designer clothes? What do those clothes end up owning you? Are they worth the hassle? What about, you know, the big expensive house? How are you going to heat it? What are you going to do when all the bills start coming in? What about when, fast forward a little bit, there's a lot of maintenance to do? Having a big garden is brilliant, but it's a serious amount of work. So unless you've budgeted for, a gardener, and, there goes your privacy. You probably got that big garden for privacy. Now it's so big, you need to have some kinds of a groundskeeper. You need to have a residence for your groundskeeper. You can see where I'm going with this. So not all of your plans for this luxurious lifestyle are warranted if you actually dig deep into your heart, into your spirit, into your mind. What is it that you want? They say the best days of your life to do with boat ownership is the day that you purchase it and the day that you sell it. Why the sell it bit? Because it's a headache, it's a nightmare. You're delighted to be rid of it. It doesn't work out exactly, maybe for some people, but are you that minority? The same with owning your own jet. I mean, how awful are you going to feel on a weekly basis when you're looking at the cost of that thing? Maybe you can get to the level that literally, wasting hundreds of millions isn't even wasting. But realistically, these things become our captors. They become our prison sentence. Let's bring it down a bit. That goes for anything. Anything that you purchase is potential future hassle, headaches, maintenance, repair, and ultimately landfill. Ultimately, when something breaks, especially if it's a large item, the hassle of having to replace it and the hassle of having to, properly dispose of the item. It's all energy, time, and money. And that's specifically what we're talking about in this episode. Whatever possessions you are chasing, make sure that you're chasing them for the right reasons, or they will become like a prison sentence. If you genuinely are getting the joy out of the luxury that you're chasing, out of the luxury that you attain, out of the luxury that you have, then it won't feel like a prison sentence. Then that's exactly how you know you've chased the right things. Now maybe it sounds like I'm absolutely running down supercars and running down, because many people get a lot of joy from them. I'm just saying beware of the pitfalls. It's not all a bed of roses when you're trying to acquire these possessions. You've got the risk as well. What about the risk of theft? What about if they're stolen? What about if it's when you're driving a beater? The beater is a beat up old car and somebody scratches it or you dent it. Your day isn't ruined. It absolutely is ruined if it was a higher value item. Then it absolutely, it's going to wreck your day, your month, depending on the damage done. So be careful what it is that you're hunting, that you're chasing. Make sure you're chasing it for the right reasons. Make sure you're acquiring what you're acquiring for yourself, not for the perception of others who aren't worthy for you to be even considering how they think or how they feel. It's none of your business what other people think of you. Just chase the true things in your heart that you want to go after. That's how you'll know you will get there. If it's a real ambition, if it's a real goal, material or otherwise. I'm not against chasing material possessions. I'm not against chasing life experiences. All of these things, but just make sure that they're real. Make sure that the possessions that you have don't become your captor. Make sure you're not enslaved to the things that you thought were status symbols. Make sure that you're not wasting your time, your energy, or your money on, pursuing what you perceive to be this luxurious lifestyle, which may not be. So be careful who you're looking at. You're looking at it as an outsider. You are watching carefully. All of us are carefully curated lifestyles of celebrities, of influencers, whether it's television, movies, social media. we're all falling prey. We're all making the mistake of getting confused. It's harder and harder now to tell between what's real and what's not real. AI is a big, massive factor, and maybe we're going to be the last generation that can tell the difference. It's very, very hard to tell the difference between AI and non-AI now at this moment in time. Probably impossible. But whatever bit of possibility there is to tell the difference, that will be eliminated over the next while as it continues to improve, or as we continue to dumb ourselves down, or whatever reason AI will improve. We will disapprove. We will probably not even care or not even think about what's real or what's not real. We might just take it all in and believe absolutely everything that we see, because it's going to be impossible to tell the difference between what's true and what's not true. So make sure that does not deter you off your path and what it is that you see as success for your life, what it is that you're chasing, your goals, your plans, your ambitions to have, to do, to be, to see, to go. When you're feeling particularly, unmotivated, just having that look at those goals, make sure they're written down, make sure you have them. Just having a look at them should give you the motivation, should reinvigorate your spirit to go for them again. Just sticking down a Lambo for the sake of a Lambo mightn't be the one that gets you up in the morning if you're not a true Lamborghini enthusiast. You know what I'm saying. Message me anytime. Oh, before I sign up, just again, before I sign out, this is not an episode to go, yeah, look, it's grand, don't have anything nice, sure, there's no point anyway. That's not what this is about. If that's what you've heard when you've listened to this, you're just giving yourself a way out and you're giving yourself an excuse not to succeed. No, you should even have more laser focus. You should be even more determined after listening to this episode to actually go for the things that it is that you want to go for. Get rid of all the fluff, get rid of all the crap, get rid of all the stuff that you're convincing yourself that you might want or that you do need or anything else, and just go after what it is that you want to go after. Right. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Devane, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.